morning, students. In today's class we will continue the chemical bond, in which up to last class we have seen that what about the hybridization introduction we have seen, and different types of hybridization we have, sp3, sp2, sp, like that, sp3d, like that, different types of hybridization we have. Directly with the help of VSEPR theory, in what way we can go through the models. Okay, every model will be covered in one tabular column. Directly we will go through, because instead of first explaining this again sp3, sp2, sp and again sp3d2, all these things, directly if you explain that model, what about the model and what is the hybridization, what are the angles, the tabular column we have, that one it is better for you without wasting the time. That's why now before going to that one, we have one formula to find the hybridization, that is H is equal to 1 by 2 into V plus M minus C plus A. This is the formula useful to find the hybridization of any molecule. No? H is equal to 1 by 2 into V plus M minus C plus A. What is meant by V? Number of valence electrons present on central atom. Number of valence electrons or group number of central atom. M. Number of monovalent atoms bonded to the central atom. C. Numerical value of cation charge. If the given particle is not neutral molecule, no? If they give cation, suppose NH4 plus. For NH4 plus, this cation, what is the charge present there? 1. Don't consider the charge, only numerical value we have to see, 1. So this C value 1, minus 1. Next, what is meant by capital A? Numerical value present on anion. If they give CO3 minus 2. If they give CO3 minus 2, then for that what is the value, numerical value? A is equal to 2. So we have to substitute that A is equal to here. According to the given particle, if it is cation or anion or neutral particle, this total formula will be useful. Capital H is equal to half into V plus M minus C plus A. If H is equal to, if you get 2, sp hybridization. If you get 3, sp2 hybridization. If you get 4, sp3. Next, 5, sp3d. 6, sp3d2. 7, sp3d3. Like that, depending on H value, we can say hybridization. But what about the different models? I said different models. No? VSEPR theory will explain the combination of repulsions of bond pair, as well as bond pair, lone pair, and lone pair. So what is this bond pair? What is this lone pair? Okay. In valence shell, if any particle is involved in bonds, after the involvement of bonds, some lone pairs, some pair of electrons which are not involved in bond will be remained on central atom. That is called lone pair. Depending on lone pair also, structure will be affected. Okay, that is not considered by hybridization. Lone pair is not considered by hybridization. Hybridization considered only for bond pairs, fully bond pairs, molecules only. But valence shell electron pair repulsion theory will explain what about the lone pair presentation and what about the structures of the molecules which contain lone pairs. Okay, ma'am. So before going to these models, I have to say one thing, that is the molecule without lone pairs. The molecule without lone pairs is called symmetrical molecule. The molecule without lone pairs is called symmetrical molecule. The molecule without lone pairs is called unsymmetrical molecule. Okay, now let us see. By using this formula, anything is possible. No? Now, first we want to know what are the different models we have. Serial number 1. Hybridization. Model. Shape. Bond angle. example. Like this we have various columns now. Now first one, hybridization sp3 under hybridization sp. Under sp we have only one model, that is AV2, shape, linear, bond angle 180 degrees. Example, BeCl2. BeCl2, CO2, these are all examples for this type of hybridization. Okay, now for example, let us consider BeCl2. H is equal to, capital H is equal to, what is the half into V plus M minus C plus A. Okay, here this is neutral molecule. When it is neutral molecule, that minus C plus A no need to consider. Simply up to V plus M it is enough. Now what is meant by V? Number of valence electrons present on central atom. B is the central atom. On that how many valence electrons are present? Beryllium, second group. Okay, then it has 2 valence electrons, 2. If you want electronic configuration, type that one and check that one. Now plus capital M, number of monovalent atoms bonded. Monovalent atoms means atom with valency 1. Here chlorine valence is 1 only. How many chlorine atoms are bonded? 2. So 2. This is equal to 4 by 2, 2. 2 means which hybridization? sp. 2 means sp. Next, observe the molecule BeCl2. What is the H value? 2. Number of chlorine particles and this H value both are same. When these two are same, no lone pairs will be present. Number of atoms bonded to the central atom and H value observer. If they are same, no lone pair is present. Then all are bond pairs. How many bond pairs? 2 bond pairs. Central atom A, 2 bond pairs, B2. So this model is B2, AB2. Next, second one, sp2 hybridization. Under sp only one model is there, AB2 only. That one will be coming with linear, bond angle 180 degrees. Angle will be maximum 180 degrees. Now sp2 hybridization model AB3, shape, trigonal planar, bond angle 120 degrees, BF3. Example is BF3. Correct. Example is BF3. Now let us consider this example. Boron trifluoride. H is equal to 1 by 2 into how many valence electrons present on boron? Boron is third group, 3. Fluorine is monovalent atom only. Number of fluorines bonded 3. 6 by 2, 3. So hybridization sp2. This 3 and number of fluorines bonded 3. Both are same, no lone pairs. When no lone pairs are present, that model is AB3. All 3 are bond pairs only. Okay, next. Under sp2 only, model AB2E. Now we will get what about the lone pair? 2 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. That is the meaning. Okay, but H value 3 you will get example. See, shape, angular or inverted V shape or bent shape, bond angle less than 120 degrees. Next, example SO2. Coming with SO2, half H is equal to 1 by 2 into what is the central atom? Sulfur. Sulfur, number of valence electrons 6. Any monovalent atom is there? Oxygen is not monovalent, it is divalent. So 0. It is not cation or anion. So close that one. 6 by 2, 3. H is equal to 3 means hybridization sp2. But how many oxygens are there? 2 oxygens. H value we got 3. Then 3 minus 2 is equal to 1. That is one lone pair. In this way, we have to find the lone pair now. If you are able to find the model, immediately we can remember the shape. From this, definitely one question will be asked. Remember carefully. From this total diagram, total table column, if you are able to remember these models now, and what is the example, whatever the example they give in exam, try to find the model correctly. If you are able to find the model correctly by using H value, all these things, easily you can represent the structure. Otherwise, it is very difficult to identify because no one is going to represent lone pairs on the given formula. Is it okay? By seeing the formula, we cannot understand how many lone pairs are present. That is the thing. Okay. Now, shall I go to the next one? This is coming under second hybridization now. This is fully 1. This is 2. Next, third one. sp3. sp3 hybridization model AB4. AB4 tetrahedral. Bond angle 109 degrees, 28 minutes. Shape, example CH4. Next, under this sp3 only, AB3E, meaning 3 bond pairs and 1 lone pair. For this entire thing, H value 4. If you are able to find, just try to find that, no problem. Till now we have found some examples, like to try to do. Practice once again. If you have any molecule doubt, send to me. Immediately I will send the answer. I will do that one H value and how many lone pairs are there. I will do and I will send to you. Okay, next. AB3E, shape, pyramidal. Bond angle 107 degrees. Example NH3. Next, AB2E2. See, every time you will get totally 4 only. 4 bond pairs. 3 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. 2 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. Shape, inverted V shape. Bond angle 104 degrees. Example H2O. What is the reason it is showing less bond angle? Because of lone pair repulsions. Lone pair repulsions are greater than lone pair bond pair repulsions. Lone pair bond pair repulsions are greater than bond pair repulsions. That's why this is mattering. This bond angle is getting varied. This is about 3. sp hybridization, sp2, sp3. Under sp only one model is there. Under sp2 2 models are there. Under sp3 3 models are there. Shall I go to next one now? Next. Fourth one, sp3d hybridization model. All the 5 are bond pairs, AB5. If all the 5 are bond pairs, that is called trigonal bipyramidal. Bond angle 90 degrees, 180 degrees, 120 degrees. 3 bond angles are possible. Example PCl5. In what way the trigonal bipyramidal aligned, all these things, no need, because so many times we have revised. Now again if I say that one, it will be time wasted only. You have to remember the shapes correctly. Is it okay, ma? Now, 5. Under this fourth only model, AB4E. AB4E means 4 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. 4 bond pairs, 1 lone pair. You will get seesaw structure. Seesaw or hexa. Bond angle less than 120, less than 180. Name, example SF4. What is that? SF4. For example, let us see SF4. H value. H is equal to 1 by 2 into sulfur number of valence electrons 6 plus fluorines number of monovalent atoms only, 4 fluorines are there. 6 plus 4. 10 by 2, 5. 5 means sp3d. Okay, but how many fluorines we have? 4 fluorines. H value we got 5. 5 minus 4, 1. So 1 bond, lone pair. AB4E. AB4E seesaw structure or hexa. Okay, ma? Next. Under this sp3d only model AB3E2, 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. Shape 3 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. T shape ma. Bond angle less than 90 degrees, comma 180 degrees. Less than 90, less than 180. Example ClF3. ClF3. That examples, this one, this total table column, if you want to remember correctly, you want to practice definitely. There is no other option. Okay. And what are the hints present? According to that hints, we have to remember. Hybridization 4, H is equal to 4, sp3, H is equal to 5, and how to find this lone pairs. According to the model, in what way we have to remember. See, total number of bond pairs, trigonal bipyramidal. In that one bond pair is decreased. Then what about the structure? Again one more bond pair is decreased. Then what about the structure? Like that, in an order wise, if you are able to remember, it is easy only to remember. No problem. Okay, next. AB2E3 means 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs. 2 bond pairs, 3 lone pairs, shape linear. Linear, bond angle 180 degrees. Example XCF2. Example XCF2. Let us see that XCF2 one. H is equal to 1 by 2 into V plus M. These are all neutral molecules only. V, number of valence electrons present on the central atom. Xenon has 8 valence electrons. Valence is 0, but valence electrons 8 plus monovalent atoms 2. 8 plus 2, 10 by 2, 5. 5 means sp3d. But only 2 fluorines are there. 5 minus 2, 3. 3 lone pairs. Then this is coming under model AB2E3. AB2E3 means linear. Shape linear, bond angle 180 degrees. So with linear shape, 2 hybridizations are possible. Those are sp hybridization and sp3d. Under sp3d, model will be AB3, AB2E3. Okay, ma? In this way, we have to go through the structures. This is fourth. sp3d is completed. 4 models are there na, under sp3d. Next, fifth one we will see. sp3d2. Fifth one, sp3d2. Model AB6. All the 6 are bond pairs. Shape octahedral or square bipyramidal. Octahedral or square bipyramidal. Bond angle only 90 degrees. Example SF6. Example SF6. Next. Under sp3d2 only. Next model AB5E. AB5E. Shape square pyramid. Previously bipyramidal. Above the plane, lone pair is there. That's why we will consider only plane, square plane with one below bond. That is square pyramidal. Previously, above one pyramid and below one pyramid. That is square bipyramidal, which is also called octahedral. Bond angle 90 degrees. Example ClF5 or otherwise BrF5. If you want, check that one, BrF5. H is equal to 1 by 2 into Br number of valence electrons 7. It is belonging to 7th group. 7 plus monovalent atoms 5. 7 plus 5, 12. 12 by 2, 6. 6 means hybridization sp3d2. Total for 6 orbitals are there in count. 1 s orbital, 3 p orbitals, 2 d orbitals. Total hybridization sp3d2. But 6 here, fluorines are 5 only. Then one lone pair will be present. that one lone pair is present as E. AB5E. AB5E model means square pyramid, 90 degrees BR F5. Okay, next. AB4 E2. AB4 E2 means 4 bond pairs, 2 lone pairs. Then shape square planar. Square planar bond angle 90 degrees only. Example is XeF4. If you want to check that one XeF4, XeF4 H is equal to 1 by 2 into number of valence atoms present on central atom 8 plus monovalent atoms bonded 4. 8 plus 4 12 by 2 6. 6 means hybridization sp3d2. But fluorines are 4, H value 6. 6 minus 4 2. 2 lone pairs. Then this model will be coming under AB4E2. AB4E2 means square planar, bond angle 90 degrees, example XeF4. Okay, these are the models present under sp3d2. And final one, that is sp3d3. Sixth one, sp3d3 hybridization, model AB7, only one model under this one. Shape pentagonal bipyramidal or distorted octahedral. Distorted octahedral means disturbed octahedral. Okay. Then bond angle 72 degrees, 90 degrees, 180 degrees. Example IF7. IF7, if you want to check that one. H is equal to 1 by 2 into number of valence electrons present on iodine, that is 7, plus number of monovalent atoms bonded 7. 14 by 2, 7. 7, 7 both are same. So this model is coming under AB7. Okay, and under this AB7 sp3d3, this model, only one model is there. Further molecules with different models are not there. These are the maximum number of models present. So in the form of table column, you can note down. Even while I was explaining for your 11th class notes, those who have 11th class notes, if you open that one, same thing in the table column. Even I have drawn the structures and I have noted down. Just go through. It is easy one. Okay, if they ask any structure about this topic question, definitely it is easy to give answer. Okay, don't forget, it is very important, this part. By joining this hybridization and both valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. In valence shell, 2 electron pairs are present. Those are bond pairs and lone pairs. Between them, depending on repulsions, we have considered this total number of models. That is called valence shell electron pair repulsion theory. So, both models, valence shell electron pair repulsion theory and hybridization, try to explain all the structures in a correct way. This is about the various models we have. Okay. Now, 1 or 2 cations and anions we will take. After that, we will move to next concept. Okay. For example, CO3 minus 2. H is equal to 1 by 2 into central atom carbon. Number of valence electrons present on the carbon 4. 4. Any monovalent atom is bonded to carbon? No. Oxygen is divalent. So 0 plus 0 minus C plus A. Here no need to consider cation charge because this is anion. So plus A plus capital A is nothing but numerical value present on anion. What is the numerical value present? 2. So let us consider 2. 4 plus 2, 6. 6 by 2, 3. 3 means hybridization sp2. Okay, now 3 are there here. Oxygen number is also 3. Both are same. No lone pairs. No lone pairs. all the three are bond pairs, hybridization sp2, model AB3, AB3. Three bond pairs na AB3. AB3 means shape trigonal planar. Immediately bond angle also 120 degrees. In this way we can answer the question. One more example, NH4 plus ammonium ion. One by 2 into central atom nitrogen. What is the how many valence electrons present on nitrogen? 5 plus 4. Hydrogen is a monovalent atom. How many hydrogens are bonded? 4. So 4. Now this is cation or anion? Cation. Charge present 1. Minus C plus A. No need to consider A because it is not anion. So minus 1. We have to consider only numerical value. Okay. Now 5 plus 4, 9 minus 1, 8 by 2, 4. 4 means hybridization, sp3. This 4 is equal to number of H present, that is bond pairs. All are bond pairs only, no lone pairs. So this model is AB4. What is the model? AB4, shape, tetrahedral. AB4 means immediately we can write the shape, that is tetrahedral. Bond angle 109 degrees, 28 minutes. In this way, we have completed this hybridization VSEPR theory. Next we will go through what about the next theory. This valence bond theory and hybridization and valence electron pair repulsion theory successfully explained structures, but magnetic nature of some compounds was not explained by these two theories correctly. That's why one more next theory was trying to explain that magnetic nature as well as stability of some compounds which are not explained by hybridization and valence electron pair repulsion theory. That theory is called MOT, which is called molecular orbital theory. Molecular orbital theory. Here, this entire molecular orbital theory, everything, diagrams, all those things no need, because in our NEET exam they are not going to ask us to draw the diagrams. Is it okay, ma? Then what about the important points present in MOT? That points alone I will explain. That is first, electronic configuration. Sir, already we know electronic configuration. Then why we are writing again? This is electronic configuration according to molecular orbitals. Here, bonding will be taken place with the help of molecular orbitals, not atomic orbitals. First, atomic orbitals will be combined, intermixed, okay, by two ways, by constructive interference and destructive interference. By constructive interference, they will form bonding molecular orbitals. By destructive interference, they will form anti-bonding molecular orbitals. So, two types of molecular orbitals will be formed. Those are bonding molecular orbitals and anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, bonding molecular orbitals are more stable and electrons can be handed into that bonding molecular orbitals easily when compared to anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Bonding molecular orbitals have lower energy when compared to anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Next, bonding molecular orbitals are represented with signs sigma, pi, like that. Anti-bonding molecular orbitals are represented with sigma star, pi star, like that signs. Number of atomic orbitals, those are getting intermixed. And after molecular orbital theory, after the formation of molecular orbitals, how many orbitals are formed? That is equal to number of atomic orbitals. Number of atomic orbitals combined is equal to number of molecular orbitals formed. Same like hybridization only, but their hybrid orbitals before bonding we will see. Here, bonding itself, it is involved with molecular orbitals. That's why this theory is called molecular orbital theory. First we have to see electronic configuration for species which contain less than or equal to 14 electrons. The substance which has less than or equal to 14 electrons should follow the electronic configuration what I am going to write now. That is sigma 1s, sigma star 1s, sigma 2s, sigma star 2s. Next, pi 2px is equal to pi 2py. This is less than mark. Pi 2px is equal to pi 2py less than sigma 2pz less than sigma 2pz is less than pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py less than sigma star 2pz. This is the electronic configuration of species which contain less than or equal to 14 electrons. Now, electronic configuration of species which is greater than 14 electron system. Greater than 14 electron system, that is sigma 1s less than sigma star 1s less than sigma 2s less than sigma star 2s less than, these two are getting interchanged, no? Sigma 2pz less than pi 2px is equal to pi 2py less than pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py less than sigma star 2pz. So, if you have any species with more total electrons, total number of electrons greater than 14 electrons, we have to follow this electronic configuration. If you have the species which contain less than or equal to 14 electron system, we have to follow this electronic configuration. Okay? First, after taking the question paper, if you found any one or two questions related to MOT, immediately note down this electronic configuration and what is the molecule they gave. According to that molecule, whether here the questions, possibility of questions are, what about the magnetic nature of that molecule? Paramagnetic or diamagnetic? If that molecule has unpaired electrons, it is paramagnetic. If that molecule has no unpaired electrons, it is diamagnetic. This is one type of question. Next, whether that molecule is existed or not. After writing this one, we will write bond order. By using that bond order, we can say if the bond order is equal to 0 or less than 0, that is not existed. That molecule will not be existed. If the bond order is greater than 0, then only the molecule will be existed. That concept now we will discuss. So first note down this electronic configuration of species which contain less than or equal to 14 electrons as well as greater than 14 electrons. Okay, ma? Next. In this configuration, sigma, pi, these are all representations of bonding molecular orbitals. Sigma star, pi star, these orbitals are nothing but anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Now, what is the formula of bond order? Bond order By is equal to Nb minus Na by 2. What is that Nb? Number of electrons present in bonding molecular orbitals. Number of electrons present in bonding molecular orbitals. Na, number of electrons present in anti-bonding molecular orbitals. Okay, ma? This is bond order. If bond order is equal to 0, molecule doesn't exist. Then bond order must be greater than 0. Then only molecule will be existed. If a molecule should be existed, bond order must be greater than 1. Okay, if it is 0, the molecule won't be existed. From this we can understand whether the molecule is existed or not. Easily we can say. Next, bond order represents number of bonds present between the atoms. Bond order represents number of bonds present between the atoms. I will take this explanation by using one example. Let us consider. O2 minus, O2 plus. O2 minus and O2 plus. Like this they gave 3 molecules. 2 ions and 1 molecule. Okay. Now first question, whether these are existed or not. That is easy. First we will write configuration. After writing the configuration, we have to find bond order Nb minus Na by 2 for these three molecules individually. Okay. Now, if the molecule has bond order greater than 1, automatically we will say automatically that is existed, no problem. So that is not the question here. Now the thing is, coming to these molecules or ions, whether they are paramagnetic or diamagnetic. Okay, let us see. First oxygen, O2. O2 means 2 oxygen atoms. How many electrons? 16 electrons. So totally how many electron system this is? 16 electrons. We have to follow which configuration? Greater than 14 electron system. For that, what is the electronic configuration we followed? For that, this one also we should follow that one. Then sigma 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 1s2, sigma star 1s2, sigma 2s2, sigma star 2s2. Next, sigma 2pz2, pi 2px2 is equal to pi 2py2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 orbitals are completed. That means 7 to 14 only. But total number of electrons 16. Next, pi star 2px is equal to pi star 2py. I have to say one rule, that is molecular orbital theory. According to molecular orbital theory, electron filling into molecular orbitals will follow Aufbau's rule and Hund's rule. So this one will be filled with one electron, this one will be filled with one electron. This is the electronic configuration of O2 molecule. It has unpaired electrons, 2 unpaired electrons. This is paramagnetic in nature. 2 unpaired electrons are there, it is paramagnetic in nature. Now what is the bond order? BO is equal to, please observe carefully, bond order, number of bonding molecular orbital electrons, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 orbitals are there, 5 to 10 electrons, minus number of anti-bonding molecular orbital electrons. Electrons present in number of anti-bonding molecular orbitals, 2, 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5, 5 plus 1, 6, 10 minus 6, 4, by 2, 2. Bond order 2. Bond order 2 represents number of bonds present between oxygen atoms will be 2. Okay. Now bond order 2. BO2 here. Next, O2 minus. From this electronic configuration only we will continue. O2 minus means how many electrons? O2 means 16 electrons. It has one excess electron. Then one it is O2 minus. Then it is 17 electron system. 17 electron system means everything will be same. Here we have 2 electrons. Correct? Then it is remained with one unpaired electron. It is also paramagnetic. O2 minus is also paramagnetic. This is also para. Bond order. Bond order is equal to bonding molecular orbitals. Same 10 only will be remain. See, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to 10. Minus 1 electron is increased in anti-bonding molecular orbital. That's why this is 7 by 2. 10 minus 7, 3. 1.5. Bond order is equal to 1.5. Coming to O2 plus. Okay, ma'am. O2 plus means in O2 16 electrons are there. Plus means 1 electron less. That means 15 electron system. This is 15 electron system electronic configuration. Same. 4, 5, 6, 7, up to here same 14. Here only 1 electron will be there. 15. Okay, now this is also para. Why? It has one unpaired electron. That's why that is para. Paramagnetic. Now, what about the bond order? Bond order same. Bonding molecular orbital electrons 10 minus anti-bonding molecular orbitals 1. From here 1 is decreased 5 by 2. 5 by 2, 2.5. So bond order is equal to 2.5. I think you understood this data. In what way I wrote this bond order here, as well as paramagnetic or diamagnetic, and total number of electron system. Okay, ma? Now I will rub this electronic configuration. Now you will get the question in a way that we found the bond order. They will ask these three particles you can arrange in the increasing order of their bond length. Increasing order of their bond length. Then it is possible easily by seeing the bond order. When bond order is increased, number of bonds also increases. Bond order represents number of bonds present between the molecule. So how it is possible with 1.5 and 2.5? Don't bother about that. 1.5, 2.5, keep it as like that only. Okay. Remember the value 1.5, this is 2.5 and this is 2. Like that. Now what happened here? What is the question I asked? Arrange these particles in the increasing order of their bond length. When bond order is increased, number of bonds increases. Number of bonds increases means the two particles will come closer, because of that bond length decreases. So high bond order, lower bond length. High bond order is contained by O2 plus. So bond length order O2 plus high bond order means least bond length is less than O2. O2 is less than O2 minus. When bond order decreases, bond length increases, because when bond order increases, number of bonds present between the atoms increases, they will come closer. Then distance between them decreases, length decreases. Is it clear? This is the order followed. Now, one conclusion for you. Bond length is inversely proportional to bond order. Bond length is inversely proportional to bond order. For the same question, they can ask, what about the bond energy? What about the bond energy? When bond order increases, what happened to number of bonds? Increases. When number of bonds are increased, bond energy also increases. Then, which one has high bond order? That is contained by high bond energy. This is order bond energy. This is order bond length. O2 plus is greater than O2 is greater than O2 minus. Then bond energy is directly proportional to bond order. Bond energy is directly proportional to bond order. In this way, different models of questions will be asked from MOT. Okay, ma? In this way, you have to answer. Clear? I think you are clear about this concept. Next, we will go through next. Hydrogen bonding. Hydrogen bond, you know very well, it is an intermolecular force, in which three types of intermolecular forces we have: van der Waals forces, dipole-dipole attractions, and hydrogen bond. Among these three, hydrogen bond is the strongest intermolecular force. But greater than hydrogen, chemical bonds are there: ionic bond, covalent bond. This is only intermolecular force only. Okay. Now, there are two types of hydrogen bonds we have. Those are intermolecular hydrogen bond and intramolecular hydrogen bond. Example, HF. High alternative atoms, fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen. These three only can form hydrogen bond. What is the condition for the formation of hydrogen bond? There should be high alternative atom like fluorine, oxygen, nitrogen, and hydrogen must be bonded to high alternative atom. Hydrogen must be bonded to high alternative atom. Then, when two molecules in which F is getting delta minus, this is getting delta plus, because of polarity of the bond, because of electronegative difference, F is getting delta minus, H is getting delta plus. Here delta plus and delta minus, these two are attracted. Between the molecules, if hydrogen bond is present, that is called intermolecular hydrogen bond. Next, salicylic acid. Hydrogen is bonded to high alternative atom oxygen, and here we have oxygen. Between these two, delta plus, delta minus, we have attraction force. that is called intra. This is intramolecular hydrogen bond and this is intermolecular hydrogen bond. These are the two types of hydrogen bonds. Now, this intermolecular hydrogen bond is going to affect the melting points and boiling points, but intramolecular hydrogen bond won't affect the melting and boiling points, because in between the molecules we have attraction, that is called intermolecular. Okay, and this hydrogen bond is going to affect solubility of particular substance in water, like that. If a substance has capable to form hydrogen bonds with water, it is soluble in water. Okay, these are the slight consequences of this hydrogen bond. Further, any more examples if you get, just we will see later. Okay, next. Dipole moment. Dipole moment is represented by mu. Mu is equal to delta into D. Mu is equal to delta into D, where delta is called charge present on the particular. Suppose if you have HF, because of this partial moment of covalent bond towards fluorine, fluorine is getting partial negative and H is getting partial positive. That how much positive charge is present on hydrogen, that is delta here. Numerically, charge present on hydrogen and fluorine both are same. Okay, and D is nothing but dipole, bond length, distance between the nuclei of hydrogen and fluorine, which is equal to 10 power minus 18 ESU centimeter, which is equal to 10 power minus 18 ESU centimeter, which is 1 debye. 1 debye is equal to 10 power minus 18 ESU centimeter. Next, one more conversion. 1 debye is equal to 3.33 into 10 power minus 30 coulomb meter. Actually, charge units ESU coulombs. If you convert that ESU into centimeter coulombs, this is the way. 1 debye is equal to 3.33 into 10 power minus 30, and centimeters converted to meters. This is the unit. Okay, and one important point, that is, when we have symmetrical molecule, previously already I told, the molecules which do not contain lone pair of electrons is called symmetrical molecule. If they gave any symmetrical molecule and they asked whether it is polar or non-polar, immediately for a symmetrical molecule, dipole moment is equal to 0. For any symmetrical molecule, dipole moment is equal to 0, and all are non-polar molecules. Symmetrical molecules are all non-polar molecules. Now coming to unsymmetrical molecules. Unsymmetrical molecules, there is a chance to get polarity. Chance not, they are polar molecules only, and they have separately, definitely, dipole moment values. In this way, we can recognize easily whether the molecule is polar or not. Okay, BF3 example. BF3 does not contain lone pair of electrons, so it is completely non-polar molecule. Mu is equal to 0. Mu is equal to 0. Okay, ma? This is next. Resultant of dipole moment, resultant of two vectors can be found by R is equal to root of A1 square plus A2 square plus 2A1 A2 cos theta. Okay, now when two vectors, that means dipole moment is a vector, no? Two dipole moments are present like this with angle 180, then bond angle 180, no? Dipole moment 0. This angle is getting decreased. 180 became 120, 120 became 90. When the angle is getting decreased, dipole moment increases up to 0 degrees centigrade. 180, it is the least dipole moment value, 0. When that bond angle is getting decreased, dipole moment increases. This is one more point you have to remember. Okay, ma? This is about dipole moment. Next, dative bond or coordinate covalent bond. between NH3 and H plus. This is a type of covalent bond. This is a type of covalent bond in which completely that bond pair of electrons will be donated by one atom, and simply another atom will accept those electrons. This type of bond is called dative bond or coordinate covalent bond. Other name is semipolar bond. Other name is semipolar bond. Okay. Now there is a chance to get questions like this. The following molecules in which coordinate covalent bond is present. Okay. We have to remember those molecules like CO, NH3PF3, NH4 plus, H3O plus. These are all molecules which contain polar covalent bonds. NH4Cl, NH4OH. Like these molecules, they are contained by coordinate covalent bonds. So according to question, we can respond. This is simple only. Properties of these coordinate covalent compounds are in between the properties of ionic bond compounds as well as covalent bond compounds. Okay, this is simple only. We have to go through one important concept, that is Poisson's rules. Depending on these Poisson's rules, we can say whether it is means ionic character and covalent character can be explained. See all of you. Now let us consider La plus, Na plus and K plus. La plus is smaller cation, Na plus is bigger cation, and K plus is furthermore bigger cation. These are all present with anion Cl minus. These are all present with anion Cl minus. Okay, now what is going to be happen? Here, this La plus has nucleus with outermost electron very nearer. Because of that, this nucleus has high attraction on Cl minus. Because of that, this nucleus has high attraction on Cl minus. Then this one will make this Cl minus to be polarized easily. This Li plus can make that Cl minus to be polarized. Polarized is nothing but that Cl minus is coming towards this one and complete sharing will be happened. Then it has covalent character. Smaller cation has more covalent character when compared to bigger cation. Here, if you take K prisma, it is bigger one. Nucleus and outermost shell are very far away from each other. Because of that, nucleus cannot polarize the Cl minus. That capability of polarizing the anion by cation is called polarizing power. Polarizing power. When polarizing power increases, covalent character increases. When polarizing power increases, covalent character increases. This is the condition I told in same cations. Charge is one unit charge, but depending on size we explained. Is it okay? Now I can take Na plus, Mg plus 2 and Al plus 3. Before going to this example, these three ions covalent character Li plus is greater than Na plus, Na plus is greater than K plus, K plus is greater than lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, Rb plus, Rb plus is greater than Cs plus. This is the covalent character order now. Covalent character order. Next, coming to Na plus, Mg plus 2, Al plus 3. What happened to charge? They are belonging to same period only. Charge increases. When charge increases, nuclear charge also increases. Then this Al plus 3 can polarize the anion easily. Al plus 3 can polarize the anion easily. Because of that, Na plus covalent character is less than Mg plus 2. Mg plus 2 covalent character is less than Al plus 3. When charge present on cation increases, covalent character increases. When size present on cation increases, covalent character decreases. This is about cation. Coming to anion. When charge present on anion increases, covalent character decreases. Because when anion charge increases, size also increases. when size increases, it cannot be 1 minute. No? We will see that one. This is Cl minus and this is Br minus. And here I kept Na plus. Same cation but different anions I took. Now size on the anion is affected. This one has bigger size when compared to this one. Then this one can be polarized easily. It has high covalent character. Now when the size present on anion increases, when the size on the anion increases, covalent character increases. When the size on the anion increases, covalent character increases. Next, O minus 2, N minus 3, F minus, N minus 3, O minus 2, F minus. N minus 3 is very much bigger, no? O minus 2 is little bit smaller, F minus is very smaller. Because when the charge present on anion increases, their size also increases. When size is more, it can be polarized easily. When size is more, it can be polarized easily. When it is polarized easily, it has high covalent character. So N minus 3 covalent character is greater than O minus 2. O minus 2 covalent character is greater than F minus. Cl minus covalent character is less than Br minus. In this way, there is a chance to get questions regarding this covalent character and ionic character. Just go through once Fazan's rules. These are the Fazan's rules. When size on the cation is affected, what will be happen? When charge on cation is affected, what will be happen? Same like that, when charge on anion is affected, as well as when size on anion is affected. According to that, ionic character and covalent character will be different. Okay, ma? In this way, there is a chance to get question from Fazan's rules. And finally, formal charge. Regarding the formal charge, once go through, all of you. Oxygen, if it has double bond, 2 bonds, whether it is 2 bonds, 1 sigma bond, pi bond, both are sigma bonds, it has formal charge 0. If oxygen has 3 bonds, it has positive formal charge, positive plus 1. If oxygen has only 1 bond, it has minus 1. Like that, nitrogen can form how many bonds? Actually 3. If it forms 4 bonds, then it has plus 1. If it has 2 bonds only, it is contained by minus 1. Like that, we can say by seeing the molecule itself. Formal charge is simple concept only. Okay, na? This is about the total concepts about chemical bond. Okay, and all the concepts are important. No? Mainly concentrate on that model, VSEPR theory model and hybridization model. After that, MOT. VSEPR theory, hybridization, MOT, valence bond theory. Regarding valence bond theory, ionic bond. Like this, topic wise, regarding dipole moment, hydrogen bond. Okay, topic wise, just we can filter, and what are the topics we have, because this is the basis for any other thing. So you have to learn that one carefully, this chemical bond concept, and it is even very important for NEET also. There is a chance to get almost 4 questions. So concentrate on this chapter very well. Okay, and this is about today's chemical bond fully completed. Next we will come with another chapter. Okay, thank you all of you. Thank you all. Prepare well for exam now. Actually, exam will be on Sunday for the tight road. Okay, thank you.